Welcome to Technology FAQ. I'm Hirok and today let's create this simple random color generator, and you can copy the color by clicking on it. So let's begin. So we are going to need three files, one index.html, style.css and script.js. In the index.html, let's create the boilerplate and let's give it a name of random color. And in the body, we'll create two div tags with one with the ID of hex, and inside that we'll write the color code for white, so that is hash FFFFFF, and another one with the ID of RGB, and inside that the color code of RGB, that is RGB 255, 255, 255. Let's save it and open it with live server. Okay, now let's link the CSS and the JavaScript file. Link CSS style.css script.js, and we'll add an attribute of defer. Now let's move on to style.css. First we'll import a font, and in the root element we'll define two custom properties. One will be bg color white, and other one will be color. That one will be 0000080. Now let's do some reset, and here in the body it will be justify align content, and here we will be adding a text align of center to all the elements, and font family of biryani. Okay, now let's move on to the body tag and add a background color of var. We'll use the variable, the custom property bg color, and now let's design our elements, the two elements, that is hex and the RGB. So we'll set a font size of 3 rem, then the font color will be the custom property color, then padding will be 1 rem for the top, 2 rem for left and right, and 0.5 for rem for the bottom. Now position will be relative, then overflow will be hidden, and let's do the hover effect, mouse hover effect, that is hash hex hover, hash RGB hover, and we'll add a background color of var color 1, that is it will change into the color of the text, and text color will be changed to the color of background bg color. Now see, now let's add some transition. So in the here we'll write transition, we'll add a property transition, and we'll write the name background color 0.2 seconds, color 0.2 seconds. Now we'll get this fading effect. Then as you can see, we get a select the cursor, the mouse cursor changes. We'll set it to pointer, so not pointer actually, we'll set it to copy, so it will be hover. So cursor will be copy. Now it will be changed to a copy pointer. Okay, this is for the basic styling. Now let's go to script.js, and first of all let's say document.body.add event listener. Let's add listener for click event, click, and we'll generate color. Now we will define this function generate color, and it will take a parameter e. Now let's say let the red value will be a random number between 0 and 255. So we'll say math.floor math.random into 256. Then we'll again for the green and for blue. So we'll get different values for these three variables, that is red, green and blue, every time we run this function. Now let's create the RGB. Let RGB is equal to backticks, and we'll say RGB dollars bracket parenthesis, and within parenthesis we'll say dollar sign braces RGB, the value of RGB, then comma dollar sign value of not RGB, sorry, it will be red, then we'll have green, and we'll have blue. Now let's test it. So we'll say document element, that is a root element, dot style dot set property, and we'll be setting the property of bg color, and bg color, this property here. Okay, bg color. So we'll be setting this property bg color, and the value will be this RGB here, RGB. Let's test it. So okay, see, we can change the color. Okay, it's getting selected. So to prevent that, we'll go to style, in hex RGB we'll say user select none. Now let's change the color code here. So we'll go to script and say document dot query selector, and inside that will it is RGB dot inner text is equal to RGB. See, the color code is also changing. Now to change the hex code also, so for that now let's write a function to convert decimal number to hexadecimal number. So let's say function RGB to hex. It will take a parameter color, return color dot, we'll change it to string of hexadecimal. So we'll say color dot to string to string, and we'll give it a radix of 16, that is hexadecimal. Then pad start will be 2, and it will be filled with zeros, then to uppercase. What it will do is it will take the color argument and then convert it into string, a hexadecimal string, and if it is 1 character long, then it will add a 0 to the left, and it will convert the whole string to uppercase. Now we'll say let hex equal to backticks, say hash dollar, and RGB to hex, and inside that we'll pass the argument red, then again a dollar sign, and we'll pass the argument RGB to hex, and we'll pass the argument green, and then again dollar sign braces, then RGB to hex, and then we'll pass the argument of blue. Okay, now let's copy it and say hex, and inner text will be hex, the value of hex. Let's try it. Okay, now the hex is also changing. Now if the color is dark, it is really hard to see the text, so we'll add a condition that if red is greater than 127, that is half, or green is greater than 127, or blue is greater than 127, then what we'll do is document element dot style dot set property will change the text color, that is dash color, and give it a darker color. Means greater than 127 means the color will be bright, so we'll give it a darker color, that is hash 00000 and 80 for 50% opacity. Okay, then else if all the numbers are less than 127, then the color will be probably dark, so we'll copy this line and set the color to a brighter color, that is FF and 80. Now let's see the color has changed from means transparent black to transparent white. Again the color has changed since the color is bright. The one value is 206 dark. Now let's add the copying functionality. Right now nothing happens, so let's add the copy functionality. So inside the function at the very top, we'll check if the event.target dot id means the element on which we are clicking is equal to hex, id is equal to hex, or e dot target dot id is equal to RGB, then what we are going to do is say navigator dot clipboard dot write text, and we'll write e dot target dot inner text. Means if we are clicking this element, then this code will be copied, and if we click this element, then this code will be copied. Now let's test it out. Let's click on it. Now let's see, Control plus V. Okay, see, now let's click on this color and V, this one. See, we are copying the color codes, but as you can see, when we click on the color code, the color changes. So we'll say return, means this function will end here. So when we click on the color code, it will not change the color anymore. So let's say this color is nice, so let's click on the color code and let's say see. Now let's add some animation that when we click on the color code, it displays the color code. Let's like this one, like this. And if you want to check the live version, you can go to randomcolor.pfaq.in. This is my site and you can test it out. Okay, so let's add this animation. So let's add a class hex dot copied. After we'll add an after element, after comma RGB dot copied. Then inside that, content to be blank, position will be absolute, then top will be 0, left 0 with 100%, height also 100%. Color will be the BG color, the text color will be the BG color, and background color will be black. Then padding will be inherited from the parent element, that is this one, padding. Then we'll add the animation later. Content will be copied exclamatory mark, nothing is. So we'll go to index.html and add a class of copied. So as you can see, now let's add the animation. So we'll say animation copy 2 seconds, and timing function will be cubic Bezier, and it will be 1,0,0,1 and forwards. Now let's define the animation at keyframes, copy at 0%, transform translate x minus 100%, at 50%, transform translate x will be 0, and at 100%, transform translate x will be 100%. See? Okay, now let's add this class dynamically with the help of JavaScript. So say in the script, so after the text has been copied to clipboard, it's an asynchronous function, so we can add a then method here. Inside then we'll use a callback function, e.target.classList, e.target.classList.add class, that is copied. And after it is finished, add another then method, and you will use a callback function again. So we'll use a set timeout to remove the class. It will be set timeout function, and inside that again a callback function, and we'll give a duration of 2 seconds, 2000 milliseconds, that is 2 seconds. And then we'll say e.target.classList.remove copied. So that's it. Now let's copy this color, copied. Let's copy this color. Okay, nice. Now let's see if it's copying the color. Control plus V, yes. At the very end, let's add a transition to the background color. So we'll go to body in the CSS, and we'll add transition to the background color of 0.2 seconds. Okay. If you liked what you see and you want more such videos, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the like button if you liked it. Share it with your friends, and see you in the next video.